Fenelon Crusader here, and welcome to part 3 of the Farmall H radiator repair, or saga. It's gone on and on. So I'll just flip you around. Excuse me. Oh dear. Right, so we've got the new gaskets, and we put the rocker cover gasket on. Putting the rocker cover on, and you have to squeeze it a bit by the oil pressure pipe, which is this one here. And in doing so, as I pushed it, you wouldn't believe it. It just broke the pipe in half. I wasn't pushing it particularly hard. You can't see the break on the end of these bits of pipe. Oh, there. Because I've cut the ends off to get the ferrules off. But basically that was the break. Yeah, and she was getting a bit thin in a place or two, so probably a blessing in disguise. So we've had to make a new pipe all the way around there, up to the gauge. Same pattern as the other one, but this time it's in copper. And but in order to get that blooming union out there, I've had to drop the side rail. I could have took the housing off, but I didn't want to upset the gasket, being it was, relatively dry. I thought it was easier just to flip the side rail out so I could get at the pipe. So yeah, you do one job and it creates 3 others, or a dozen others as it happens. But they all needed attention, they all needed doing, because obviously we're going on a road run, so you can be batting in like 2 hours flat out down the road. So all these things would have come to light in the first mile or so. So we had that problem with when we took that one with the tank, which was completely unforeseen. We'd never known that the tank was going to give way like it was. So yeah, so we'll just clean a bit of muck and shit out the back of the channel, and we'll pop it back on, and the rocker cover's done. So that's the start. We've got a new gasket for the mag, and I've got a new gasket for the top housing, which we'll be putting on next, and I've got the manifold gaskets. But lo and behold, the gasket for the trumpet is not in the headset. So I've got to query that one come Monday morning and see what the position is with that. And the funny thing is, the headset gaskets, it comes with these bottom side plate gaskets and a mag gasket, and it's a headset. So how that works, I don't know. But anyway, I've put the new filter in as well, so that's all in. I had to dig the old ring out. It wasn't an O-ring that I dug out of there. I think it was just, well, I don't know, hardened silicone or sealant or something. It was as hard as hell, and just come out all in, well, like powder. So, but anyway, the new filter's in and sorted. So yeah, we're progressing nicely now. We're sort of on the home run, if you like. So we'll just get a few bits bolted up. I've washed the carburetor, and I will take the bowl off and clean inside the bowl before we fix it back to the tractor. So yeah, coming along nicely. Okay then, so the side rail's all bolted back on now, and I fitted the new spark plugs, and I'm now just drawing my attention to the mag. I put it in on the vise, and although it was running okay, I thought, well, we might as well just check the points, make sure the gap is okay, and so forth, and you're not going to see that with the camera, although it's got a nice gap. It has got a little bit of furring up round the point tips. So I'm going to just pull them apart and polish them up with my brass wire brush, and then so that way it don't magnetise anything, and it'll just polish them up clean, and then put a spot of oil here and there, and should be good for another 10 years then. It must be fucking, I don't know, what would it be? It's certainly 8 or 9 years since I've had the mag off. So we'll give it a little bit of service, and then we'll pop her back on, and hopefully she'll be good on the day. I'm also going to put some new plug leads in, because they're getting a bit worse for wear. Looks like that one's been on hot manifold, but there's no hot manifold for it to get on, because the manifold's on the opposite side of the engine, but yeah, they're not in the best of condition, so we'll replace the leads. So I'll crack on with that and get them apart and service them and put it back together. Okay, so we've cleaned and oiled the mag. Had the points out, cleaned them with a brass brush, and oiled the pivots and so forth. And I put a fresh set of leads on it, off another cap, and that's now firmly attached. Providing I've got leads all on the right way round, it might go. So the other thing what we're going to do now, well, I've got the obviously the manifold to bolt on, which I'll probably do next, and then I've got to do the heat shield, but the heat shield has got to have where the where it fits on these studs. The holes are worn, so I've got to weld a washer in them just to bring them back to a nominal size. And then of course I've got that little bit there to go. And once we've done them few bits, we're actually waiting for the radiator then. And I've got to fill it up with oil. So yeah, climbing on now. Okay, so I'm going to put the manifold on now. It says here you just took it off. So pop the new gaskets on. They look like cardboard boxes, but they've got a bit of steel laminated in them. So that's pretty much that. No goo on an exhaust gasket. Okay, so let's go up there. Okay, so then we've got like these real big, thick bridge washers to bridge the gap on the two manifolds. So we'll pop some of them on. That's why that one don't want to go on. Oh, that's the keyway one, isn't it? Yes. That's the keyway one, which is to do with that steering joint. Yeah, okay. That one goes on. Bit difficult to fiddle them ones in there. I'll just get me screwdriver, so we'll push that on. Yeah, like that. I think that started. Yep. I'm going to get the fingers in there to put that one on. So that'll have to be put on with a socket. Okay, so just pop the old nut in the socket so I can get that one in there, because my fingers are not nimble enough to get in there. Popping the one in. So 2 left, so we'll just look some washers. It's 4:15 on Saturday night, and it's pretty cold in here. I had the fire on, but the fire's too noisy to have on while we're doing the video, because that's all you're blooming hear. Right. I'll just nip along, just lightly nip them all, and then go back down and just nip them right up. Okay, so that's all tightened up. Can't do that gasket because what I thought would have been in the headset didn't come with it. So it's either an independent one or they don't do it. So we'll give them a ring on Monday and see what the position is with that before I can do that one. But anyway, that's on, so that's another good thing. So now I'll get some grease and we'll do the thermostat housing while I'm here. I must remember to put the bypass hose in as well before I put it on. I didn't think about that bit, otherwise I would have had it ready, but I didn't. Okay, so I've got the gasket all greased up and I've got my bypass hose on. Right, just get my spanner. I've got a little short belt to put on from a generator, but I've got to take the fan blades off because it won't, the belt's that short, it won't span over the blades. So I'll have to take them off again just to do that, get the belt on. Probably be a fun job when the radiator and everything's all in place. Okay, with a bit of luck, that should seal. And I must admit, I didn't check the face of that to see if it was flat, like I did when I did the trumpet. And I probably ought to have done, but anyway, it's on now. We'll see what happens. And it squeezed the grease out all the way around, so hopefully that'll be all good. So all I've got to do now is tighten the two G-glue clips up on the little bypass hose. So we're sort of closing in on it. I've got to fill it with oil. And I've got the carburetor to put back on. So I'm going to take the bowl off the carburetor and wash it out first. Before I put the radiator on, I will just fire it up, just make sure that she's all in order. I've got the main fan belt to put on as well, but before it goes on I've got to get this one on. So, and then the tin cover. So yeah, I mean, it's getting plenty cold enough in here for me tonight now without putting fire on, but I mean, we're really closing in on it. I've got the repair to do on the radiator, but we're getting close. It might look a long way off because we've got no front on it, but putting the front on is only like an hour's job. So yeah, we'll catch you on the next. Okay, so I've got my bit of aluminium out again, and the holes in the heat shield are pulled right out, so we're welding the washer back in. I've welded that one, and I've got another couple of pinholes, so I've just spotted the pinholes back in. Get that ground up and it'll look okay. And the same with this one, so I'll spot him up and get him done, and then we'll see it on the tractor. So there you are, the guard's now back on. All twitched up. I just need to put some exhaust paste under the trumpet housing, being as that gasket's not made. So yeah, we're sort of getting there. Not much left to do, short of putting a bit of oil in and sorting the generator out. And obviously the radiator light, but I mean, as regards to running the machine up, we just need to get so we can put the fan belts on and the generator mounted, so I can put the generator belt on, and then she can go for a run. So yeah, progressing nicely. Okay, so we've got the belts and bits and pieces on. We'll give it a go and just see if she'll start. Good one, go on down. I'm going to start tracking. So we've got petrol on, blah blah blah. Out of here. Yep. So right. Okay, the fact that it backfired tells me it could be a bit late. Okay, let's have a look at that. Or could it even be on the wrong stroke? Could be 180 out. I'll just have to check that and I'll come back. Okay, so we did end up at 180 degrees out. How I arrived at that, I do not know. But anyway, the thing is rectifying it. So if you can see, I've just drew a little circle looking at an arrow. So that represents my rotor arm, and my rotor arm, if you look, is pointing straight up. And you've got 4 points in which to click off to, that one, this one, that one, and then that one there, look. So I can't get number 1 plug out because the old dynamo's in the way, so I took number 4 out, brought it up onto compression, and watched the impulse, so like this stops turning, which means it's winding the impulse up, and then all of a sudden it'll fly around. So that's in the firing position, if you like. So with it being straight up, yes, it does. I was just working the firing order out. It goes 1, 3, 4, 2. That's right. Yeah, it's that way around. Yeah. So it's firing straight up. So it's in firing position, and it's going to fly this way. It's going to hit that one. And irrespective of what's on that cap, we're on number 1 on this one. If you trace that wire through there, look, through there, and it goes up behind the dynamo, and it's in there. So that's number 1. And you've got to be on number 4, because I've got number 4 on compression. So number 4 says go 1, 3, 4, 2. I'll get you in focus. 1, 3, 4, 2. So it's got to be pointing at that one. So it needs to be straight down, so the firing position goes to that one. So I'll pull that one out, pull the rotor arm off, take it round one, and that'll do the same thing. Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 2. Yeah, because then when it clogs onto the next one, it goes up to number 2. That's it, yeah. It's a backwards way around for working it out, but it saves taking the bloody mag off and turning the mag, and so whatever, as long as we're in 4 equal positions all the way around and it's in the right one, that's all that matters really. So yeah, we're facing up, which means it's going to clonk number 1, because that is number 1 lead, and really it should be facing down because we've got compression on number 4, and number 4 is 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. So it's got to be facing downhill, so she fires on that one. So a relatively easy fix. Let's say trying to take the mag off, pull the mag out, put it all back on again, because it's a bit of a rave when you can just undo that one screw, slide that out, turn it 180, put it back on. So we'll do that and we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll have another go now then, and I've just turned the petrol on and then turned it off. I don't want it to run, you know, for long. because obviously it's got no water in it. And the gland is not going round because I haven't got the fan on. So it's only the pulley, it's flying around on the bearings. It's not actually turning the gland, so it won't be dry and it won't hurt it to run it. So all things being equal, it should go. So we'll just give it a quick go, see what happens. Should soon stop because the petrol's already turned off, so it's only running on what's left in the carburettor. So there you have it. See, look, it's making a bit of steam there, look, and it's only been running just for a few seconds. So that's all good. It's got good oil pressure, as it always had anyway. But I've changed the oil, changed the filter, and yeah, it's got the best it can have, sort of thing. So, now we've got that far, we're on to this gadget. Got to get the radiator done. I'm going to have a go at soldering the top, in the edge there where it's cracked. But before I do all that, I'm going to have a good clear up and get her on the bench. And I think one more turn on that would be just too much. You've got to go from there to there. Well, we'll give her a run to slacken the belt a bit, and then I'll set up one, I think. So yeah, radiators next. So I'll get cleared up and we'll set about it, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so just in case you wonder how the fan belt tightens up, for the people that are not into Farmalls or this style, but to see the flange, just see if I can hold that. There, looks threaded. And when you get your belt on, you just wind this one round, and it tightens the V up onto that like a variable speed pulley. Just tightens it up onto it until your belt's got, you know, a decent tension. And then when you've found that, when you lock it off with that nut and stud there, which when my torch gets annoying now. So you lock it off with that stud and set screw up, which goes through and into the groove, which stops itself from undoing. Now this gadget on the front is a bit strange to some people, because I think, what the bloody hell's all that about? Well, you've got two springs, got a peg there, look, it's threaded in like a bolt, but it's got the peg on it. You put the spring on it, and you've got this little gadget which goes on there, and it has a cotter pin in there like a bike pedal. You know, it's got the flat on it and it's tapered, and it draws it up. So you put that on there, and what it does, it pressurises them springs. And what the springs do, it's pulling on this shaft. Because you see, I can't actually move that now because I've tightened the gland up. But I mean, that shaft can go in, and the carbon on the back of the impeller, it puts pressure this way, so by as, you know, it just keeps the carbon tight on, you know, so it can do its job. So that's what all that is about. So I'll just put the cotter punt in there now, and then the springs will just be putting light pressure and holding everything this way, and you know, go for a good seal. So so there you have it. We're all ready now for the radiator. So I just thought I'd do that before I cleared up and got ready for the rad, but there you are. Right then, so this will be all for this session, because I feel if we do any more with the radiator and stuff, with videos going to end up being too long, and to do the radiator and getting the front wheel you know, assembly all sorted out and back on the tractor would be pretty much a video on its own. So we'll call it do for this one, and we'll catch you on the next. Sorry to keep you in suspense, but we're almost there.